Hey, Randy Mason here with more from What's Your KCQ? Charles Ballou wondered what we might know about an old bar called King Arthur's Knights of the Round Table. Well, found a few mentions of a club on armor called King Arthur's Merry-Go-Round, but what I'm hoping he really means is King Henry's Feast, because that's a great question that we can actually answer. From 1977 to 1980, first at the ballroom on the 14th floor of the President Hotel, and then at 39th and Southwest Traffic Way above the old Nichols Lunch in the space that later became, yes, Parody Hall, but is now a parking lot. King Henry's Feast was like a Renaissance festival in a room, a 16th century dinner theater with lots of the kind of audience participation that might not play so well today.
Put him in the stocks.
In 1977, John Woolham was a young actor from Tennessee who'd played the big man in a Nashville production of King Henry's Feast. He came to town just to get the Kansas City version up and running, but as fate would have it, he met someone else in the cast, Katie McGuckin. That's her in the stocks, and long story short, he decided to stick around.
The idea was that you are there in the tavern, and it's announced to all the patrons of the tavern that, as somebody heard, that King Henry VIII may stop by for a beer. They were catered to and served by lovely singing and dancing wenches, and as well as entertained by other costume characters.
It was an absolute blast. Most of the participants were young theater people, and it was a paying job. You lived and died by tips.
It wasn't dirty. It was just spicy. And it was body, you know.
These days you hear Roberta Solomon's voice just about everywhere. But back then, like Katie, she was just getting started in her radio career. A neighbor mentioned the feast to her, so she auditioned and soon after found herself singing and serving as sassy wench Rosie.
Once upon a time, there was a tavern where we used to raise a glass or two.
They were instructed that whenever the king says, "Drink hale," you respond, "Wassail," and you drink as after you say it. Well, there was a lot of drink hailing and wassailing going on.
Remember how we passed away the hours.
At first, we actually, as the wenches, got to dance on the table. And then I think the health department called and said, you can't dance on the tables.
And dream about the things that we would do.
Well, of course they were juvenile things to do. But they were a lot of fun at the time.
Bum, 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 bum.
Some notable folks passed through the cast, including pianist Brent Streeper, actor C. Wayne Owens, who was the show's first jester, and David Nastor. He was one of the mimes who got the audience revved up beforehand.
The doors would open and the piano was playing and we were all singing, and it was just delightful.
Got to give John credit. After all those years, he's still got the robe. Though perhaps there will be no fitting today.
I don't think so.
40 years after the final feast, the king does have some parting words for his subjects.
Drink hale, wassail.
For the Kansas City Star and the Kansas City Public Library, I'm Randy Mason, asking, what's your KCQ?